Welcome back. Good to see you. Again, I'm in nowhere, in Oregon. A different place this time, but still nowhere. I apologize if it's windy. Also, I drove myself crazy because I was driving all up and down the highway trying to find a spot where I could film that's relatively secluded and has cell connection, and it couldn't be done. I'm sorry. So I have no cell connection, although we are isolated, which is good. No cars are driving by. Now that I say that, of course, a car will probably drive by. But I'm kind of going off the cuff, okay? All the books here. Usually I look up the name of the author and a bit of their history on Wikipedia before I record the video, but I can't do that. So I'm really just, this is gonna be sparse, okay? So maybe temper your expectations a little bit, okay? Dial it back. Anyways, I still wanted to show you the books because I honestly have been hauling so much. Is that a good term to use? I've been buying a lot of books, and I have probably like 5 or 6 videos lined up. That's how many books I bought. So I do need to start recording. So yes, all that to say, here we go. Sorry, one more thing. I have organized the books that I bought into like categories basically, and today's category is hardcovers. Yeah. Although not all of them are hardcovers, but mostly they are. You'll see why in a minute. Anyway, first up we have Byron, okay, poetical works. Now I already have Don Juan, and you may be wondering, Don Juan is a play, right? Is that considered a poetical work? I thought maybe not, but in fact maybe yes, because it's in here. So, anyways, it has everything that Byron wrote. Anything other than Don Juan that's famous? Maybe Hours of Idleness. Otherwise, it seems to me that in here it's just a bunch of random small poems. Yeah. Anyways, don't want to spend too long on that. Although I will point out that this book is pretty old. Okay, and the typesetting in here. The old books always have great typesetting and smell. This book smells amazing too. See if I can pull up the table of contents to show you. Yeah, I just like the way that, like, in the small capitals, the way that looks. Probably looks terrible on the camera. Anyways, good stuff. Ooh, let's take the dust jacket off. Oh, it's not that remarkable. It's blue instead of red. Anyways, moving on. Next up, we have a kind of a random book, honestly, and that's The History of the English Language by Albert C. Bach. Unsure how to pronounce that. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know too much about this book. I understand that in some English departments, it's kind of standard reading, maybe first, second, third year. Actually, to be honest, I have no clue what year it's assigned, but it is a standard text. I looked up this book when I was going to buy it, and I just saw a bunch of like 1-star reviews, people complaining about they couldn't understand it, and they had to read it for class. So that's unfortunate, but it does, in fact, deliver as advertised. It goes through the history of the English language. Let's go to the table of contents here. I think it starts, oh no, I can't find it. It starts Indo-European languages, then Old English, foreign influences, Norman conquest, Middle English, Renaissance, 19th century, and then English in America. So yeah, not really a super fun read I'm anticipating, but one that is definitely informative for somebody who is taking reading and writing more as a serious hobby. So, good pickup there. Okay, next one here. I have mixed feelings on this guy, and it's Harold Bloom. I picked up a nice, clean white edition of the Western Canon. There you go. You can see that. Now, I have mixed thoughts on Bloom because he's not a Christian, and so some of his like opinions are like kind of whack. Like I forget what I think I read his book Where Will Wisdom Be Found or something like that. And he kind of just went on. I didn't really like it. It didn't really make sense. Like, to be fair, the guy's way smarter than me. So like some of the stuff he was saying, and he's like a speed reader. He like reads super fast too. So he's read like everything. So, oh nice. There's a bookmark in here. Cool. Paul Schaap. Sorry, I get distracted. Anyways, yeah, mixed feelings on Harold Bloom. Anyways, he's directionally correct, at least with this book. I do believe in a Western canon, although I'm not sure I agree necessarily with his list. So who knows whether or not I'll like this book. But yeah, anyways, he's a famous critic, so I thought might as well buy his books. Especially when it's like $4 or $5 at the thrift store. Okay, Next one here, happy to report that I found some McCarthy. Okay, always happy when I see some McCarthy on the shelf, and I got two. The first one is indeed hardcover, going with a theme, and that is Cities of the Plain. Okay, now this is the third book in his Border trilogy. The first two being All the Pretty Horses and The Crossing, which I already have in softcover. What is this one about? Honestly, I can't look it up because I have no service, and the dust jacket doesn't provide a summary. So I know it's set in the American West, and there's cowboys, but I'm not sure much about it. Anyways, the next McCarthy is not a hardcover, so I'm breaking the rule, I'm sorry. But I thought we might as well do both of the McCarthys together. And this is Outer Dark, and this one does have a summary on the back, and it sounds very intriguing. I'll read it to you quick, or I'll skim it for you. So a woman and her brother are in the Appalachian Mountains, and she bears his child, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on in the Appalachia. But anyways, and then the brother leaves the baby in the woods and tells his sister that the child died of natural causes. But she discovers the lie, and she sets forth alone into the mountains to find her son. That's kind of a crazy concept for a novel. So anyways, I have read his The Road, and kind of the way he writes about like apocalypse and how desolate things are and how it's very realistic. So I'm expecting something kind of similar in mood or theme to this Outer Dark. So looking forward to that. Next up, ooh, super happy about these. First up, the hardcover, and that is Essays, 1993 to 2017, and that is Wendell Berry, okay? And these Library of America copies, like the black with like the red, white, and blue stripe, I love these, they're so cool. Anyways, Wendell Berry, again, can't look up what he did, what he made his money, what he did to make money, his occupation, his job, his career. I can't look that up, but he was a writer, and he had a really long career actually, and he's associated primarily with like the ecological movement, like nature and stuff. And what was his main thesis? I'm not too sure. I would assume that we should conserve nature. I think that's probably a safe guess. But beyond that, I am not really too sure. Anyways, Wendell Berry, even though I don't know a lot about him, he's been on my list to read for a while. So I was really happy with this. Unfortunately, his essays were split because his career's been so long. They've been split into two Library of America, and this is the second one. I don't have the first one, so I was kind of sad about that. However, at one of the more recent stores I went to, I found this for $5, and that is What Are People For? I think that's what it says, Wendell Berry. Sorry, the sun is like right there. What Are People For? And this is from 1990, so this would be included in the first Library of America hardcover. So a bit of missing stuff, but pretty good coverage, I'd say. And again, not hardcover, my apologies. But yeah, cool beans. Next up, kind of a random one. I got this one for free. There's a library book sale in Roseburg, and I went the first day, got a whole bunch of stuff, and then went back the next day, and they were just giving stuff away for free that didn't sell. So I got another Library of America copy of this random dude. I don't even know who he is. I mean, you guys are probably gonna cook me in the comments because he's probably like well known, and I can't look him up either because I don't have service. But that is Howells, and I'm not sure. Does he have a first name? William Dean Howells. Okay, WD. There's the cover right there. Again, sorry for the dappled light. Kind of hard to see. What do I know about this guy? Well, the dust jacket says he's a man of letters. I mean, if you're a writer, I would assume you kind of hold some authority to that title, I guess. Anyways, it has 4 of his novels in here. Apparently the best known one is A Rise of Silas Lapham. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it's critiquing sort of the American dream. And also Indian Summer is supposed to be one of his more well-known works as well. But yeah, sorry, I can't say more about Howells. But who can complain about a free Library of America? So, happy about that. Oh, my stack's almost tipping here. And then the last hardcover we're talking about today is another crazy find, actually. I mean, not crazy, but considering the price I got it for is a pretty good find. I think I paid like $6 for this. And that is Philip K. Dick, Selected Stories. I really like Philip K. Dick. Okay, I've read a number of his things, although he wrote a lot of novels, and I'm collecting them. but I maybe have like maybe a third or half. But this was cool. Short stories. In terms of the ones that are actually in here, there's the short story version of The Minority Report, which he later made into a full novel, which has a movie, which is quite good, I've been told. And so he wrote it first as a short story and then extended it to a novel. And then we also have We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. Sorry, I gotta enunciate. I'm kind of slurring here. Which I don't know. Sorry, I can't give you a summary, but I know that one's like pretty well known as well. So yeah, kind of a cool find there. And look at this. If I take the dust jacket off, it's got a really cool like maze pattern on there. The light is so bad. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you go. So yeah, that's the hardcovers, most of the hardcovers anyway, that I've thrifted so far. And like I said, I've bought so many books that there's probably 4 or 5 more videos coming, so just stay tuned, and I'll try to find service next time. Thanks, bye.